But yeah, I do like the stock exhaust sound on this car. I've always have. I think the RSXs are just too quiet, and this one has a nice, you know, deep tone to it, which sounds really good. I do like that this car came with the HFPs from a 2012 SI. They're a bigger size. Initially I wasn't a big fan of them, but once I saw the Type R wheels, the JDM Type Rs from the 08s, they actually have the same wheel size as this one. So that was a huge plus. After I was gonna get rid of the wheels until I found that out, that they're the same size as the Type Rs in Japan. So basically FD2 wheels. And actually they grew on me, because I do like the stock wheels, either on the 08s or the 09s, like the ones that the FG2 has. But this car's completely stock, which I'm planning on keeping it that way, except for an intake, because I do like to hear the VTEC crossover. I have done a few I've done some maintenance to the car, because it did need some maintenance. So just basically on the suspension, I did the 2 control arms in front, sway bar links in front, the sway bar links in the back, changed those, changed the 2 struts in the back. It needed brakes too when I bought it, so I changed the back brakes. And I got some tires, because the tires that were on here, they looked like they were good tires, but they were just already gone. And they were like low profile tires, so they just look really awful with these wheels, in my opinion. I don't know if the last owner liked it that way, you know, that's his taste, but in my opinion, this wheel setup is a lot better. The last wheel setup he had was like the wall wasn't as high, so it was like a little skinnier. It was like low pro tires, and it just looked horrible. It looked like too much wheel gap. After they started wearing out, it just looked even worse. So he had 2 in the back that were good. The 2 front ones were just shot. I ended up changing those. I bought a new set, matching tires all around, and I actually got the size that it was supposed to be. And the car rides a lot different with these with this wheel setup. Even for launches, I have to launch it higher now for me to get the same response that, you know, you typically get when I launch the vehicle. So I do like the new wheel setup. When I dump the clutch now, I dump the clutch maybe 4,200, 4,500, around that area. I still haven't found, you know, the sweet spot, but it's in between there. If I launch it at 3 grand, it's no go. 3,500, it's no go. So as of now, it's between 4,000 and 4,500. So just be on the lookout for, you know, the launch videos with this car. It is going to be, you know, a lot higher. Now the car doesn't overheat. The oil is not mixing, because it was mixing with the oil. The coolant was mixing with the oil, so it's starting to get some cream. And yeah, it turned out to be the block was cracked where the housing is on this side, and it would leak oil out. It was actually leaking outside and then started leaking inside, so it was weird. There's like a baffle that goes there, like a pan or something that goes there. It was leaking inside of there and outside, so it was like a long crack from here to here. And it was leaking coolant out, and it was leaking coolant internally now. So it was mixing with the oil, and it was going all downhill from there. So ended up getting a new bottom end. Rods were the same, crankshaft was the same, got new bearings. I want to say new pistons and rings. if I remember correctly. And I resurfaced the head. It was warped a little bit because I guess it had been overheated a couple times, so they brought it back down to spec. Everything else looked like it was the same. I think they might have changed a few things in the head too, the seals I think it was. And yeah, pretty much when they gave it to me, they told me this car is good to go for a long time. I mean, so far so good. It runs, it pulls pretty good. I have noticed it does vibrate a little more. I don't know why. Maybe because you mismatch parts, it starts to happen. It's better to stick to all your original stuff, but it does feel like it's healthy, so that's pretty much all I really care about. I can live with the vibration. It's not too big of a deal for me. And yeah, I mean, just future upgrade is going to be an intake because it is really quiet. You can hear the VTEC crossover, but it's not as hard as like the K&N, how my FG2 is. Like the FG2 is a lot more noticeable, especially when it's cold. The pop is really loud when it's cold. But that's it. Just wanted to show you guys, the new addition. And I have been away for a while, but I mean, it's pretty much been because I was bummed out with this car. I purchased it for a decent amount, but I wasn't expecting that to change the block or whatnot. I was gonna go K24, but the K24 was gonna be a rabbit hole because you'd have to change the exhaust, because when you have the stock exhaust with the K24, it sounds weird, it sounds raspy, it sounds like more high pitched. I don't know if you can reuse a header on that. You have to get Honda because it'll run, but you need to swap over to Honda, soon. And I don't want to purchase a Honda on top of, I just purchased this vehicle. So I actually found a K20. Well, he had a K20z3, the guy at Pirate Auto Group, and he sold it to me he did all the work cheaper than it was to do a K24 swap. So I ended up sticking with the K20. I kind of prefer the K20 for many reasons. The K24 is an upgrade, a bigger upgrade, a better upgrade. But for resale, people always look out for K20s on these cars. A K24 will sit for a lot longer. I took that into consideration, just in case, something happens or I need to get rid of it. That's always a plus to have a K20 in here. And smogging it, if I had a K24, it'd be more expensive. And the Honda again, plus buying an exhaust for it, I think some motor mounts. And yeah, if you get state refed, and it's all fucking downhill after that. Excuse my French, but I'm in California, so if you get state refed, your car will get flagged, and you can't be driving it until you get that cleared, and the fine just keeps going up every time. So I stuck with the K20. I'm gonna see if I can get an intake and start doing some runs with an intake, do a couple launch videos, so be on the lookout for that. I will do a two-door SI versus a four-door SI, just a comparison, just so you can know what the difference is, the way they drive, the way they look, and just all the differences between both of them. Since I do have both now, I can show you guys the pros and the cons. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Just like and subscribe. I still got the Evo. I'm gonna post more Evo content as well. I just was really trying to get this car back to its you know, back on the road, because I couldn't drive it the way it was. It started overheating, and that was that. Alright, so thank you guys for, you know, watching the videos. And I don't know what the hell that is, but y'all stay safe. Like and subscribe. Check out my Instagram. And, you know, any questions, again, feel free to ask. Peace.